Hello again. I must confess that I nearly choked when I read the headline on the BBC website, which I've used as a title for this video. It reads LGBT groups demand more action on monkeypox. It seems that various charities and LGBTQ or LGBT groups are complaining that the government's not doing enough to control the spread of monkeypox in Britain. This really is the most breathtaking cheat I have heard for many a year. As viewers might know, of the first 2,000 cases of monkeypox confirmed in this country, all but 14 were men. That is, more than 99% were men, and almost all of them were gay or bisexual. However, in this particular case, which is that of the demand that the government should take action, the sexual orientation of the victims of monkeypox is quite irrelevant. Let me explain why I say that. In a description to this video, I give a link to an academic piece from a journal which was published a couple of weeks ago. It was a survey of 500 or so people who had contracted monkeypox in 16 different countries. So it's quite a wide-ranging and deep look at this particular subject. The authors took histories and found that the average age of those catching the disease was 38, and that they had had, on average, 5 different sexual partners in the last 3 months. A third of them had recently visited sex-on-site locations, such as saunas, Turkish baths, sex clubs, or public lavatories, where they had had anonymous sex with strangers. Let's forget for a moment that these men are gay and consider what we would think about a straight man of 38, on the verge of middle age, who carried on in this way, having sex with a different woman every 2 or 3 weeks and visiting places where he could have anonymous sex with complete strangers. The very first thing I would say, if this was somebody I knew, would be, you want to watch how you're carrying on, you'll catch some disease like that. I would say that to a heterosexual man conducting himself in such a way, and I would say the same to a homosexual. This is risky behaviour. It's a racing certainty that if you charge around in that way, having sex with lots of people you don't know, and sometimes engaging in what are in effect orgies in places like Turkish baths, then you'll soon need to visit a sexual health clinic because you're going to pick up some disease or other. Now, if I or anybody else choose to engage in a dangerous pastime or lifestyle, then that is a personal choice. Imagine that I decide to start free climbing on vertical rock faces, that is to say, climbing without using all the traditional safety aids such as ropes and so on. That is risky behaviour, and I might fall and injure myself. Well, that's my business, nobody else's. I do engage in risky undertakings. It's up to me. Imagine, though, that I demanded that the government take steps to protect me from the consequences of my sport, and I suggest that the National Health Service needs to set up special clinics to tend those of us who have been climbing in this hazardous way without using any safety aids. People would laugh, wouldn't they? They would very likely tell me that if I choose to indulge in risky behaviour like that, then it's my lookout if I hurt myself, yeah? Well, the situation is precisely similar with men who engage in risky sexual behaviour, and this is the case whether they are gay or straight. A man who has sex with 20 new partners every year or attends places where he can have anonymous sex with strangers is bound to catch something. It is in the nature of such a lifestyle. It's nothing to me if men wish to have sex with 20 new people a year, of course, whether those people are male or female. I think he's behaving in a very injudicious fashion, but I have no desire to stop him, and I certainly do not disapprove. It's none of my business. However, with the National Health Service at breaking point, then a demand to start setting up new clinics to deal with the consequences of a risky way of life which somebody has chosen to adopt, which would mean taking resources away from other parts of the NHS, that certainly is my business. I think it's a frightful cheek. If people wish to reduce their chances of catching monkeypox, then they can change their lifestyle, not expect my taxes to be used to protect them from the consequences of their folly. In case anybody takes this as homophobic, it is, of course, nothing of the kind. I would feel just the same if it was promiscuous heterosexuals or mountain climbers demanding that they be protected against the inevitable hazards of a lifestyle which they have freely chosen to pursue.